that's very important. So first I'd like to ask Matthew from Discover Financial Services and Rosa from Burson, Cohn and Wolfe to come up for a moment. We've heard earlier from a couple of our sponsors who we really appreciate, Golin, and who sponsored our keynote address. And we didn't hear from American Airlines because unfortunately they couldn't fly in. Just saying. I think United was fully booked. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. No, we're very grateful. And because also Ron DeFeo is from American Airlines on the board, so they were a very important sponsor, particularly for our scholarship recipients. And then IPG, which sponsored our breakfast, and you heard from Heide then. And also Discover and American Airlines made it possible for us to have these scholarships, which I'm going to describe in a little more detail in a second. And then BCW, the new name for the firm I was in for 29 years, Burson, also sponsored one of our breaks. So I just want to ask them to tell us what your feeling was about this, and thank you very much for your contribution.
Well, thank you, everyone. My name is, thank you, Pat, so much for having us here. My name is Rosa Nunez, and I lead diversity and inclusion for our newly formed Burson, Cohn and Wolfe, or if you want to call it BCW to be sexy. We are the merger of Burson Marstellers and Cohn and Wolfe, and we're so excited. We want now one of the largest full-service integrated communications agencies in the world. So super excited about that, but we're mostly proud about our people and how now we have an opportunity to create a culture that brings the best of both worlds and just kills all the bad behavior that has been taking our industry hostage for so many years. So we have an opportunity to create a culture of inclusion that is the best in class, where people can just flourish and be their authentic selves at work every single day. Creating opportunities for students of color. I heard a lot about HBCUs, and we actually launched a program this month that is not just a shopping spree where we just go and get resumes and go back. We have a sustainable one-year program that we just piloted this month, where we go, we merge our people with our students, we coach, we provide mentorship, we look at their curriculum to see what skills are needed, we bring it back, we guarantee internships within an organization. And now with the Burson summer internship, we guarantee 50% of the spot to student of color. So we're doing a lot to create a culture that is just breaking barriers in our industry, and we are just disrupting the status quo. Thank you for being here.
And thank you.
Hi, I'm Matt Towson. I'm Director of Community Affairs at Discover, and obviously we're a very proud sponsor of this program. Our philanthropic focus is on education, so to be able to sponsor scholarships for students to come and attend us makes us proud and appreciate all the work that you guys are doing. I particularly have been impressed overall the morning of the session. Discover in multiple ways is dealing with D&I issues, and we're very committed to trying to create a more inclusive culture. I can tell you from both a PR standpoint and from just a corporate standpoint how important this topic is. We're part of, here in Chicago, the financial services pipeline, where we're dealing as a whole industry with an issue of trying to recruit more minorities to work in financial services. So we have not only a pipeline issue where we're just seeing a lack of it, because we are seeing a lot of diverse candidates and students being pushed into STEM programs, obviously, and I think that might impact the PR field as well. But when somebody thinks of going to work for a financial services industry, it's not really exciting. But when you talk to them about technology and engineering and math and how those roles can be part of financial services, then they become more interested. So we're trying to build a pipeline here in Chicago to bring more diverse candidates into our field, but from the PR perspective as well, and something that I've personally dealt with the past year. My department is in charge of corporate responsibility report that we produce every other year. And we've been doing it. We've only been an independent company now since 2007. So we've been producing reports since 2011. And the first couple reports were, okay, what are we doing for the environment, and what kind of giving are we giving, and education, as I said, is our main focus, financial education particularly. But then all of a sudden, investors started doing shareholder requests and wondering what our data is on gender pay equity, and what is our data on minority hiring, and how many minorities do you have in management level. So just in the last 5 years, this has become a corporate issue, D&I. So it's very important to us to come to something like this and hear everyone's perspective. But more importantly, companies are now going to be required to do this, and companies need to be at the front of the line. So anyways, thank you very much for giving us this opportunity.
Absolutely. Thanks. Thank you. And the chief, I was just going to say, the Chief Communications Officer of Discover, Leslie Sutton, is on our Planck Center board. So thank you for that too. Thanks. May I ask the students, scholarship recipients, to come up? So as they come up, let me say, as we conceived this Diversity and Inclusion Summit and thought about how to make it consistent with the vision and the spirit and the passion of Betsy Planck, we had to build in more than just accidental participation by students. I think one of our messages here today that came up in at least 3 of the conversations that I counted was intentionality. And I think Don said, institutionalize your intentionality. So what we did is we sent out a notice to a lot of universities and invited them to encourage their students to apply for a scholarship. Which was supported in combination by Discover and by American Airlines, so that we could bring them here, they could participate in this, and then become advocates themselves for some of the principles we're talking about here today. And so Keenan Brown, who's here, and Gary McCormick, is Gary here? And 2 of our other trustees and I had the privilege of reviewing about 40 applications we got from around the country that were so good, and I've judged things like this over the years 1,000 times, and I've never seen something where I wanted to give the award to everybody who applied, and it was amazing and also encouraging for the future of our business. But these are the 5 who were selected, and for very good reasons. Very good reasons. Can I say that, Malik? So what we'd like to do now is a part of the application process. Part of it was their background. Part of it was a letter of recommendation from their professors. Thank you to those professors. And part of it was an essay or video by them on why diversity is important in our business and what it means to them. So I've asked them to just talk about that a little bit in each case. Don't give us the whole essay, they want lunch. But I think it's valuable, and even more valuable, that you answer this question now in reflecting on the conversations that have happened today and hearing from this array of people that are passionate about this topic. And so with that, let me go down the table here, and we'll start first with somebody you've already heard from, Malik from CCNY, and he is an undergraduate at CCNY. And in fact, why don't each of you, in addition to answering the question quickly, just give your background, although their brief bio is in here. But so let's start with you, Malik.
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Saam Malik Hassan. I'm from the City College of New York. Brief background, I'm double majoring in advertising, public relations, and political science, with a minor in community change studies. I'm currently interning at a PR agency called BHI, Entertainment PR Agency. I was a strategy intern at Y&R this summer, and I'm currently director of New York MSA Showdown, which is a talent tournament catering to 200 college students in New York with competitions such as singing, songwriting, improv, short film, poetry, yada, yada, yada. That's me. So to answer your question quickly, because you guys do want lunch, what does diversity mean to me? And I was thinking about it a lot when you asked me, and I looked back at my essay, and I was like, okay, let me see which part I can take out, which paragraph I can reiterate. But if I can put it into really short words, it just means taking the pressure off. Take the pressure off of us. You know what I mean? And when I tried to think of examples to give the audience, it would be when I was at Y&R NYC, any workplace I go into, I pray 5 times a day as a Muslim, right? That's what I do. And the first thing I do is I go to HR, I go to my boss, and I'm like, hey, I need a place to pray if you don't mind. At least twice a day for like 3 minutes, if that's cool, right? Or I'll say in the interview, because that's what I need to do. And if you can't provide that, then I can't be here. So I went to my HR person, and I was like, shaking, because I'm always shaking. There's always pressure, because I don't know what they're going to say. And what diversity meant there was, yeah, we already have a space for that. We have Muslim employees here. We have these 3 rooms booked at the roof. Has an amazing view, by the way. And that's what you have right there, right? That's what diversity means to me. Right? Diversity means to me being able to talk to an intern, and he's talking about how he's here because his mom knows the CCO, blah, blah, and he's from Harvard, and true story, and he's the only other intern in my department. I'm like, damn it, pressure, right? And diversity means to me walking in, emailing the CSO profusely to have a meeting with him, because I'm like, no, damn, I got to compete, right? And then not only is he black, but we're talking, and he's Muslim, and we go to the same mosque every Friday during work, and we didn't even know, right? And now we go to the same mosque at the internship, right? And go there, and we see each other, and that's what diversity means to me, right? There's no linear definition, I think, to say what diversity means to me. It just really means whatever takes the pressure off, whatever makes me breathe easily, whichever makes me just think about my skills, my confidence, and not have to like I was probably doing over there, double guess myself. I'm like, do I gotta do that? Do I gotta compensate? So take the pressure off of us. That'd be really cool. Yeah.
That's very good. So we already know from last night that West Virginia University is in the house. But we also have a great student here from West Virginia University, Andres Warren. And Andres, just tell them a little about yourself, and then what does it mean to you?
So I was adopted from Cali, Colombia when I was 6 months old. So I don't really know too much about my culture. So that's why this has been like incredibly important for me to attend this. And like, you guys are all like amazing, honestly. I just have to shout out to the speakers in the last panel, wherever Rosa is. You're a badass. I'm so like, I love it. I love it. But so for me,
that's what she was going for, Andres.
Yeah, you just have to hear it. So for me, I grew up in like a really small town. I was one of the only 2 Hispanic people in my whole town. The other one was my sister. So I didn't know much. And like diversity to me is just like empowering. Like this is such an empowering thing for me. And it's a craving now. Like I just want more diversity in my life. Because growing up, it was just all white people around me all the time. So like on my name, I even took off the accent of my name because no one could pronounce it. Like my parents' friends still call me Andre or like Andrew. I've known them for like 18 years, 20 years. And so now just being here and seeing people that like look like me, and like it makes me believe in myself more and empowers me to know like he graduated from my school, and like look at how well he's doing. He just won something like the other day. And it just really
milestones in mentoring.
It's really just empowering to me. Like it shows me like if anyone can do it, like I should be believing in myself more. And from this and all these opportunities in the past 2 days, like it's been incredible. So thank you.
So Brock, and let me just say, there's no connection to the idea that Brock and Gabby are from the University of Florida. It was a totally objective judging process. It was actually. So Brock, talk about your background and your studies, and then what this means to you.
Hi everyone, I'm Brock Shine. I'm a public relations major at the University of Florida with a minor in Japanese. I like to think that today I look a lot prettier than my photo that's in that program. All right. When I think about what diversity means to me, I guess I'd have to say that means action. And of course, actions speak much louder than words do. And it's been mentioned a couple times today during the panels. I think one of the biggest things we can work on with D&I is action, not just talking about diversity, talking about doing diversity, but or doing things related to diversity, but actually doing those things, not just putting up an appearance. Like when I was in middle school, I used to take piano lessons, and I was a very, very bad piano student. Like, never practiced, never did anything. And yeah, I would only go to the practices that my mom drove me to every weekend. I wouldn't practice at home. But after a while, my mom started really getting out of me. She was like, you got to do those exercises. You got to do this. You got to do that. Because when I started playing piano, I really just did it as a look thing. I'd walk into school and be like, yeah, I play piano, right? But, I wasn't actually taking the initiative. And I think one of the biggest things we need to do together is take an initiative. So that's all I got to say.
Excellent. Thank you. So Victoria is a student at the State University of New York at Plattsburgh, and I remember your entry, and I'm delighted to have you talk to them about what this means to you. First, about yourself.
Hi, everyone. First, I'd like to say thank you all for having us here, not only for myself, but for all of us. We actually all got really close, and we're going to stay connected. So this is really an amazing opportunity where we got to hear all your stories, and I took notes. I'm going to really utilize everything that I learned today. My name is Victoria. I am currently a senior studying public relations and psychology at SUNY Plattsburgh. I'm also the president of my African Student Association on my campus, also known as African Unity. I'm also a head resident assistant in Macomb Hall, Housing and Res Life. So what diversity means to me is just going into a situation where I know I'm not the only one. Just seeing people that look like me, but also think very differently from me. Because when you enter somewhere where, okay, so let's speak about African unity. Most of us are African, right? There is diversity between us because there are multiple countries within Africa. There are 54. It is a continent, not a country. It's a continent. So that does bring out a sense of diversity, but also I don't want to only see Africans. I want to see people from other walks of life that had different experiences and different knowledge that they had throughout their lives. Just being able to, how do we expect to have one of our clients, right? And let's say I'm working on a Nike campaign and I want to target the audience of young Black men. Okay, so I may have the experience for just being around that, but working in a firm that doesn't have those particular outlets to target those people. So diversity isn't there, but not only in the sense of ethnicity, but also in just experiences that you had, just gender and race. Everything is included. I just want to be able to see diversity in a sense of not only my experiences, but also working with others and gaining everything that they know and just actively taking in the knowledge that they're willing to give me. Thank you.
Thank you. So full disclosure, Gabby is in my crisis communications class. She's doing well so far, and we'll see how she does after this. No, and before I introduce her, I just want to make the point. There's been a lot of discussion about when you see a need related to diversity and inclusion, step up and have a bias for action. So earlier this semester, Gabby realized it was Hispanic Heritage Month, and there was a broader Hispanic organization on campus, but there wasn't one specifically about PR. And so she went online and found the Hispanic Public Relations Association and went to the department chair, Marcia DeStasso, and me. I think about 5 weeks later, they not only have the first university chapter of the HPRA, it's already been accepted by the national HPRA's board, and they've got an executive board, and they've already had a couple of meetings, and that's kind of Gabby. So take it from there, Gabby. What else you got?
Thank you. My name's Gabby. I am a junior public relations major at the University of Florida. I am the co-founder and president of HPRSA, the first ever student chapter of the Hispanic Public Relations Association. For me, diversity means a lot of things, but I am a person that comes from many different cultures. My background, I have a very wide background. I have family from Lebanon, Brazil, Israel, and I am Jewish Venezuelan, which is a very close community. So I consider all of these parts of me very important in my life, and they shape who I am. And for me, diversity is being able to share that part of me and who I am with others, to be able to effectively communicate, and not only in the public relations field, but in life. And I think the best example of diversity and inclusion is this group of people. We didn't know each other until yesterday, and I am so looking forward to stay connected with you. And I have learned so much from them, all of our different cultures, and we actually found that we have so much in common. And yeah, it's about learning from different experiences, different backgrounds, different cultures, different mindsets, and putting it into one thing. And now we are this amazing group of students who came and had the amazing opportunity to speak to all of you and be a part of this. So thank you. Thank you very much.
So to all of you, I would just say, by all means, stay together with each other. But there are a lot of people, and the point's been made several times today. If you haven't already, find out their LinkedIn addresses. They're here. Everybody here is here. Let me see if this is true. I don't think anybody here is being paid to be here. They're here. They're here on a mission that is very important and involves all of you. So, there was a great a piece of advice that I heard from somebody one time, which was, it's not enough to just get opportunities. You need to know how to seize them, and you need to take the initiative to seize them. And I think we've heard a number of examples of that today. So I hope that this propels you to do that, and we're delighted to have you here. Yes, please, Malik.
I'm sorry, I would have figured myself when I say this. Shout out to my professor, Lynn Applebaum, who has done an incredible amount of work for diversity and inclusion in the PR profession. She's the reason I'm here. She's the reason I'm in PR, the reason I'm into communications, reason why I've gotten anything ever related to the PR field. So shout out to Lynn Applebaum. If you're listening somewhere, it's for you. Okay.
She might be, but
she's alive.
Anybody else want to shout out to their?
I want to shout out. I want to do a shout out to Pat Ford and to Dr. Marcia DeStasso. It was actually pretty surprising to me because I went yesterday to the gala, and everyone was talking about mentors and the impact and just how great it is to have someone to count on and to rely on and to give you advice. And I am so glad that I could attend to this event and to that event with my two most important mentors. So thank you so much for that.
Victoria, please.
Okay, so hi. Shout out to Michelle Willette. Thank you so much. She's my advisor. She's literally been with me since my freshman year in high school. She's been helping me throughout the whole PR process. She's the one that took me into PR, because originally I came into college as an undeclared major. I did not know what I wanted to do. But she was always very supportive with me, and even adding a second major as psychology, she was just like, okay, now how can you use that to help you move further into PR? So thank you, Michelle, for everything. She's the one that sent me the email about this, and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna do it just to make her proud. I was very tired, and it was finals week, but because she sent it to me, literally, it was finals week. But because she sent it to me, I was like, you know what? Let me give back to Michelle, because she's done so much for me already. So thank you. Excellent. She's not here, unfortunately, but she's going to see that video. Hello.
I want to thank my mom.
That counts.
My mother came here with her family of 7 from Jamaica when she was a teenager, and she moved to New York City, and everyone in her family, but especially my mom, did everything they could to grind and make sure that their children would be able to be in the position that I'm in right now. So I couldn't have done any of this without her, and I really love my mom.
That's so cute. All right, I obviously want to shout out my family if you're watching this as well. I love you guys. And also, I would like to shout out Dr. Presgrove at my school. She is really intimate about like having diversity included in my college, because in our profession and my major at my school, it is mostly like white kids and girls. And so she really thought this would be an important opportunity for someone like of a colored background to be attending something like this. So thank you for the push on it.
Great, thank you.